Hey everybody, Steven here, and today I'm going to be talking about the current writer for Subnautica Below Zero, Jill Murray. So I was just trying to find more info on when some of these story updates were going to come out, and so I went on Twitter. I usually look at the Subnautica Changes account and went ahead and just did a search for Jill Murray, who's the current writer, and was able to find her account here. And just on the opening kind of top line there, you can see the other games that she's worked on. But one of the big ones that you're going to see is the Assassin's Creed Liberation. So that's one of the more well-known games that she was the writer for. Tom left, I think October is when they announced it, but it may have been a little bit earlier than that. And he departed. Jill was hired to finish out the story. So we're actually going to see those hopefully this month. But in looking through all of this, I want to highlight a handful of tweets here. One of the big ones is right when they announced all of this. It said, she posted this on the 27th of November. If you're wondering what does Jill do, you could play this now, and then again later after we do a big story update. I'm curious there because she said specifically big story update. I think this is the first time I've worked on something where the fact that the story would change was public knowledge. That's pretty neat / different. So this was with the deep dive update where they made the announcement that they had hired Jill and that Tom had left. So that is super interesting because it's very true. This is the first time we've played this game for the last year with Tom's story. Now we're going to see Jill and what she changes with that. Now they mentioned in that deep dive update in the post with it, the core of the story is going to stay the same, right? So still the same characters. You're still going to have Alan. We still have the same biomes. So now we're thinking, all right, dialogue obviously is one of those big things that's going to change. Maybe some of the different encounters where we're encountering Marg. Whatever it may be, I'm curious to see some of those things that are actually going to be changing. Now we've seen updates since then, but they're all just polish for the most part. Nothing that's actually affecting the story necessarily. But after that, in December, really the main reason for doing this video is it seems like she's had a bunch of backlash from just, I think, people that are fans of the game with this. And if you kind of roll through her other stuff, and I'm not trying to necessarily speak for her, I'm just talking about her tweets here, but I think you can get a general feel for somebody's personality. You won't know them obviously in and out when you're on their Twitter account, but you'll get a general feel for who they are, what they like to talk about, and all these other things. So one of the big things here is Jill is active with climate change stuff. She has a separate kind of game development group that she does that stuff with. And then just looking over everything too, I'm not going to call her feminist, I don't want to label her that, but she speaks up for females in the industry because this is a very male dominant industry here. So this first one is going to be December 12th. It says general attitudes towards women in games and how comfortable people are with expressing them 100% make me hate my job. Not even going to pretend otherwise. I have 0% tolerance threshold for it. And then right underneath that she posted, someone's totally going to retweet this asking, quote unquote, is this who you want writing your games? End quote there. And she ended up retweeting just that second part too. Super fascinated with that. Like I said, within those first couple weeks after the announcement that Tom had left and she had taken over, like I said, my assumption is this is in response to backlash from people that didn't want a female writer on the game for whatever reason, which doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, your two main characters are female, but I also know that Unknown Worlds has gotten backlash just because of the main characters being female in this game. I like the fact that it's the two sisters, and I have no problem with Jill coming on. I mean, if it benefits a story, I'm all for it. And then after that, here, January 6th, just putting it out there that I'd love to work on something kind of repetitive and low stakes for, say, a year or two, starting in May or June. And the reason I'm bringing this up, that date Remember, the game is supposedly being released in April, so that's a very important kind of when she's asking, because that means she's going to be done with working on this. Please keep in mind for your established games in maintenance mode. So that I just bring up because that's a timeline thing. With this launching in April, obviously she'll be done right after that. Her job is done. She needs to move on to another project, so she's kind of asking now, I think, ahead of time with that. I don't know if that's any implication of what's going on with the game and if that's a problem here, but this next tweet, I'm just curious, because this is the same thing within the talking about the industry itself now. I'm excited for, and this is January 9th, I'm excited for game devs to enjoy new jobs, but if you've only worked at a place for 2 to 3 months, it is way too early for you to be guaranteeing to your friends that the studio is non-toxic to get them to apply. Underneath that, she posted too, you may say things like, quote unquote, it seems like, ... quote, or, quote, my experience has been, quote, or, quote, I know others have had a rough go, but it's been okay for me, quote. And if you don't know about the others, maybe you need to talk to more people. So with all of this, it's just one of those things where I know the backlash is something that's got to suck. If you're a writer, you come onto a project that had a previous writer that everybody was really, really fond of. He leaves, creative differences, the story is different. You go from that open world game and the mystery of it to a linear story. Writer leaves, new writer comes on, and people are just already going to have backlash against that. Now we're talking about the fact that they're backlashing also because she's female, and like I said, that's just got to suck. But I'm curious to hear from everybody else too, just their thoughts on this. And I mean, I've put it out there before. I think Jill's going to do a good job. I have faith that they wouldn't hire somebody that wasn't going to do a good job. But the backlash has got to wear on a person also. And I don't know if that is one of those things where she wants to prove everybody wrong, so it makes the story better. I don't quite know with this. So I'm still curious to see. We should see these updates in the next couple weeks here, hopefully. But to see the switch too, and if it's a clear cut, this, you automatically know, oh, that's a different writer, that's not Tom. The implications of that for the whole story as well. So I just wanted to bring this up. Thought it was interesting to actually, one, talk about, but two, to bring some awareness to other people that are playing the game that this is kind of going on with it as well. That may have an effect on the story. I think it's crummy that that's even the case, that she's getting backlash like that. That's just, you don't have to play the game. You can go play something else. I mean, that's just my opinion. But I also understand that people really, really love the first game and they want this second game to be good. But you can always just continue to play the first game. So that is it. Let me know what you guys think with this. I mean, it's a more serious subject with this, but I do want to hear from everybody what you think. I will put a link for a Twitter account. You guys can give her a follow. I did. I want to support her. I hope she does amazing on this. I'm not trying to... I don't think anybody, if you are putting hate or poison out there, that's one of those things that has to do with you. To go out of your way to, like, talk trash to this lady, like, that has everything to do with you, nothing to do with Jill here. It's not a good use of your time, in my opinion. But like I said, I want to hear from you guys. Hopefully it's one of those things you can go follow her channel on Twitter there. Just show her some love, like some of her posts and things like that. Now, I don't agree with everything that I see on there personally. It's just not my wheelhouse with some of the other stuff that she's talking about. But anything in regards to the game, just want to send good vibes that direction versus any type of negativity with it. So if you guys like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all of my content and my videos and all of that, hit the subscribe button for me. Definitely want to hear from you guys on this. I mean, there's a handful of you guys that are more active in commenting and things like that. And those are the people that I just want to engage in some type of dialogue with too, because not all my friends play Subnautica or Subnautica below zero, so sometimes I'm just like, I'm talking to them about it and they're just listening and they're like, they have zero context for what's going on with all of this. So I want to hear from you guys, so let me know in the comment section below just your thoughts in general on all of this. Thanks for watching.